This is the original Campbell Swamp Road, about 16 miles south of Vicksburg, Mississippi. Some sort of road has been here since the Europeans came to the area. Before that, there was probably a trail here used by the Gringa tribe, an offshoot of the Chickasaw Nation. It's quiet and peaceful here now, but for several days in May of 1863, this road would have been crowded with a retreating Confederate army. After losing the Battle of the Big Black River on May 17th, the Confederates burned the bridges behind them and headed toward Fortress Vicksburg. The Confederates would have used all the roads in the area, while the Union Army headed east toward Jackson, some 40 miles away. The soldiers who traveled this road would have crossed the Big Black at Hunt's Ferry or at Hankinson. The double-lane road would have been crowded with men, horses, mules, and wagons, and there was probably a lot of dust in the air. A water supply along this road would have been a godsend, and some of the soldiers undoubtedly found Blackbird Spring. The spring was later named for Joe and Wade Blackburn, who settled in the area in the 1830s and who are recorded as being in the area in the 1870s. The Wades lived about half a mile east of the spring down a private road in an area known today as Wade Ridge. In the spring, daffodils sprout in the area where their home was. Other area residents relied on the spring. It never went dry, even during the harsh droughts of the 1920s. A half barrel was located in the spring so the water could be collected, and during the drought years, the whole Campbell Swamp community relied on the water supply. The spring water was always cool, clean, and refreshing. On one of those hot, muggy, dusty days in 1863, some soldier probably left the main road and found the unnamed spring. He probably returned with several of his comrades and collections of canteens to fill. It wouldn't take long for a path to be worn from the main road. Word would travel down the column that there was water up ahead. For a few days, this spring probably became an eagerly anticipated destination. Many a thirsty, hot soldier undoubtedly looked forward to a break and the chance to drink deeply and fill his canteen. Cavalrymen with buckets undoubtedly took water back to their mounts. Artillerymen probably welcomed the chance to water their draft animals and fill the barrels and buckets needed for firing cannons. I've hunted in this area for years and never carried any drinking water because I know where the springs are. On one cold, windy day around Thanksgiving this year, I decided to follow the creek and see where the water comes out of the ground. Well, it took some brush busting, but I finally got to the headwaters. I sat for a few minutes, looking around me and thinking about the events that had occurred at this nearly forgotten spring. Then I filled my tin cup from the tiny rivulet and drank. The water from Blackbird Springs is always cool, clear, and refreshing. This is survivalcommonsense.com. Thanks for coming along on this little jaunt. You know, history's all around us, and it can be a great reason for getting out. Thanks for watching.